Alrighty, hi soul family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be pick a full moon and what messages does the moon have for you today. So the timestamps will be down below for you to choose intuitively, and I'll see you in whatever pile that you choose. So group number one, I sat with your energy and I want you to know that you're coming out of a dark time. Like you're exiting dark night of the soul. The chapter is done. 1010, you could be seeing that number very often, but that's your angels letting you know that you've completed a cycle and a new one is beginning as we speak. Okay. I kept hearing that gospel song, Getting Ready, by that lady and Nicki Minaj. I forget what's her name. I think Tasha. Don't quote me on it. But it's like victory is here. It kicked the feet out the door. God's doing a new thing. But it's like eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard the type of blessings that are about to fall on you. So those are the lyrics. I know I sound off key, but bear with me. I'm not a singer, but overall, some type of answered prayer is coming in. Okay, so the messages from the moon is that an answered prayer is coming in, and that's because you focused on the light during that dark period of your life. Okay, you found a way through the darkness and you're starting to see the light more and more as each day passes. Okay, so the moon wants you to know that your victory is here. Claim it. It's time for you to start celebrating yourself now. Celebrate the victory now, because it's already here, baby. That pulls it closer to you. Okay, so Spirit's saying that your time has come. You're getting ready to be like revealed to the public. So some of you guys might be posting yourself online, or like some type of public recognition is coming in for this collective is what I'm getting. So let's tap into your energy. All right, Spirit. The same light that you see in others is shining within you. So notice the power that you have within is what the moon wants you to hear at this time. Any other messages for group number one? Any other messages for group number one? Any other messages for group number one? So it's a beginning for you, a whole new journey, and I feel like this whole new journey is something you haven't experienced, but it's something good, you know, that's coming through. Any other messages for group number one? Any other messages for group number one? I love that. Oh my goodness. Anything else for group number one, Spirit? Anything else? Okay. So you're coming out of all my life I had to fight. You didn't have any boundaries before, baby, and that's why all your life you had to fight. But you're closing that chapter, because now you don't care who gotta leave your life. You're choosing you, and that's exactly what the universe wanted for you this entire time. You know, you grew up thinking that you had to sacrifice yourself for other people because that's what you're used to. I saw an orb fly by, so your spirit team is very much in this video to let you know that you're done. You're done with that cycle. Energy vampires cannot reach you on the new frequency that you are right now, baby. But you are being protected so that you can elevate into this new timeline that's here for you now. So start celebrating yourself. You did that. You chose yourself. You chose love. Instead of fear, you chose love. And that takes a lot of strength, baby. A lot of strength. So stop downplaying yourself. Celebrate yourself now, okay? Not later, not yesterday, but today. Okay, it's the end of a chapter. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you guys are seeing 10-10 a lot. I'm definitely getting that energy. But Spirit wants you to notice the new opportunity that's right in front of you, because some of you guys may be like looking all around trying to be like, well, I don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. But are you looking? Or do you have your gaze in the past? What has happened? You're done with that cycle already, baby. You learned lessons. So it's time for you to start putting energy into this new beginning. The universe is offering you a new opportunity, and I feel like this new opportunity is something that has to do with your life purpose. You know, like you may be getting downloads at this time, or downloads are coming through about like inspiration to create. So create when you feel those sparks of inspiration, because that's your guide speaking to you. You know, it's going to lead you to the timeline that you want to be on. Okay. Things are manifesting for you very quickly, but you gotta move. You gotta move. You can't stop looking back. You gotta move. You see how the light is at the end of the tunnel for the image that you chose? Keep moving forward. There's nothing for you in the past. You can't even see the past when you're facing forward, you know? But you had to learn energetic boundaries. You really had to learn to protect yourself and to guard your inner child. I feel like your inner child never felt safe, but you had to learn to really honor your emotions. Allow yourself to be who you are authentically. It doesn't matter who doesn't like it. You really had to learn to love you more. to really love you more. And I feel like that was a lesson that you're coming out of right now, and it was a hard lesson. It was a rough lesson. Whoever came to teach you, this final teacher that came to teach you, it was a hard lesson. But you learned it. You absolutely learned it, and your new beginning is here for you. If you needed confirmation, here it is, baby. It's time for you to start creating. Okay, you're in creator mode now. That orb, I know you saw it. I know you saw it. You're in creator mode right now. Your angels want you to know that it's time for you to start creating. Babes, your energy is very strong. You're very connected to your spirit team. So your angels want you to start creating from the inspiration that you get, and stop worrying about how it's going to be perceived. That how it's going to be perceived is none of your business. Ain't none of your business. Okay? Just create. You have your own community as well. Everybody has their own following. Like, even when you think about Instagram, like, that's their community. If you have 100,000 subscribers, those people resonate with your energy. So people who resonate with your energy will find you, and that's because you're in alignment now with your authenticity. And I love that for you. It's been a long time coming. Okay? So we have, from my cards, stay in your own energy. The way they are treating you has everything to do with them. Don't carry their pain for them. Control your emotions. They just want a reaction from you. So this is a long cycle that you guys just came out of, and I feel like this has to do with the 9 of Wands energy, where you had to learn to protect yourself from other people's energy and to stop confirmation, wearing their energy as your own. So on top of this, we have declutter. So some of you guys could be in a messy room right now, and Spirit's saying that if you're waiting for answers, clarity, it starts with cleaning your space. Okay, because you guys may, whenever your room is cluttered or covered in like ash or dust, you're not hearing your guides. And you may be wondering, okay, she's saying inspiration's coming through, but I'm not hearing nothing. Okay, but is your space dirty? If your space is dirty, you're not gonna hear nothing, baby. Take a moment to really like declutter your mind and your space, because if you have a lot going on up here, what I'm hearing Spirit saying is you need to listen to frequencies to calm your mind, calm your anxiety, because your guides are speaking to you more than ever now. Okay, it's just whether or not you want to hear it, because some of you guys may downplay, you know, your creative energy or the things that you create, but other people are dying to see it, dying to hear it, dying to read it. You know, you never know like how many lives you're gonna touch by just allowing yourself to shine, by stepping up. You know, think about all the readers that you watch, not just me, but like the people who have helped you along your journey. If they had stayed dimming their light, they would have never been there for you in that moment, that exact moment where you watched that video and you cried and it changed your life. You know, they had to step up. So you play a role in other people's journeys too. Okay, so that's coming through. Your sacral chakra is healed. Your creativity is back. You're connected to your true self. So what I'm hearing, some of you guys could be like abstaining from sex as well, so really hang on to your creative energy. So all them shits just fell on the floor. Let's grab that. Cows could be significant. Like maybe you guys were born on the like either the year of the cow or the day of the cow or something like that. But what I'm hearing Spirit saying is you are untouchable. Spirit don't play about you. Let God handle your karma. Stay focused on your own path. So I feel like this ties into staying in your own energy. You guys had to realize that you are not meant to be other people's karma. Okay, you're stuck. You're gonna be creating more karmic patterns for you if you keep on trying to be the divine justice. You had to leave it up to your angels, because you're so spiritually tapped in. They do handle it. They do handle it. Anybody who hurts you, when you hear about their life later on, it's not too hot. It's not too good. Okay, and I feel like you guys try to warn people, but they don't really take it seriously. However, like some people who have really recently like done you dirty, even if they're portraying their life to be really good, internally, baby, it's not. It's not. They just want you to feel a certain type of way. So people will do that too. They'll put on like a mask to make you feel like lesser than, or like you never mattered in my life, whatever. Whatever their reasons are, it doesn't matter, because they're irrelevant. They're irrelevant. They're not meant to come on this next level up with you, and that's why Spirit removed them, because you guys are so divinely protected. Anybody who doesn't have good intentions towards you, their character gets revealed like that. Okay, so we have 4th house in Cancer, so that's coming up. Something to do with your foundation. Your stability is changing. Some type of manifestation that's coming in is going to help you financially. Some of you guys could have Aries placements, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Venus as well. Daily prayer. Stay spiritually strapped. So your angels want you to pray for protection, help, support daily, because you're very tapped in. But however, they can only help you when you ask for help. Your heart chakra is healed. You are open to divine love, self-compassion, unconditional love. I love that for you. Listen to your emotions instead of judging them. Okay? You know what that's about. Okay, Twilight could be significant. If that's your favorite movie, I love you already, because I love Twilight. Maybe you guys like the color black as well. That's coming through. I love the color black. So some of you guys could have Capricorn placements. Clean your space to allow energy to flow better. If spirit tell you that your room dirty one more time. Selfish, only think about themselves. Opportunist, taker. So you guys are letting go of this type of energy. You know, you used to have those type of people around you all the time because you were such givers and you didn't have any boundaries. When you don't have boundaries, takers, they come in and they take. They take until you say no more. Okay, but you're completing that cycle. Running their mouth about you. Okay, listen. Whenever you set up boundaries with people, they're gonna always have something terrible to say. It's not your job to change how they view you, because they wanted to view you in that way anyway. Okay, so you waste energy trying to make people see you in a certain way. You go where you're celebrated. You know, you're not going to be misunderstood by the people meant to understand you, because at the end of the day, if you have a misunderstanding with someone who's meant to be in your life, you're going to sit down, you're going to hash it out, you're going to talk about it until both parties feel good with the energy. Okay, the energy is balanced back. But if that didn't happen, the person misunderstood you and they ran with it, they started dragging your name through the mud, they're showing you how they felt about you all along. Okay, research what supplements are good for your body. Time to invest in your physical health. That's coming up. So that's what the moon has to say to you. So Mars and Aries, dynamic energy, willpower, aggressiveness. Some of you guys could be feeling I feel like even though you're abstaining from sex, some of you guys might be feeling extra freaky, or like, you know, I don't have to say, you know. So heart and mind coherence, 0.1 hertz is coming up, so you guys might be listening to that, or you're being called to listen to that. Time for a vacation, travel, unexpected trip, someone coming to visit. So you guys may have been recently coming from a short trip, or you're gonna go take a trip, and the moon wants you to know that this trip is gonna be very healing for your spiritual growth. So you're gonna be experiencing like a divine spiritual connection when you're there. So this collective, maybe when you go to other places, you visit other islands, you feel like a deep spiritual connection to that island. Maybe you feel like another version of you has now unlocked. You have a lot of spiritual experiences that you can't explain, but you feel it. And it's very hard for you to explain it to other people. Your third eye chakra is blocked. Confusion, lack of focus, not trusting your intuition, feeling disconnected from your inner self. So this could be manifesting in sinus problem, headaches, or eye issues. So I'm also not a doctor, so listen responsibly. So a way to like align this back is meditation, yoga, visualization, affirmations, and crystal healing. So amethyst crystals coming up for this collective. However, I feel like maybe you're not being able to hear your guides because your third chakra is blocked. So maybe listening to third eye frequencies, wearing the color purple, like those, that's how you can help yourself align back and hear your guides, because they're there. Okay, and they're ready to like show you what's next in your journey, because you guys have completed a cycle, so it's time. Yeah, so don't trust whoever tries to come back in your life that did you dirty. Spirit's saying don't trust them. Okay, you'll know intuitively if someone's bullshitting you, because you're very intuitive. So let's see, what other messages do I want to pull for you guys? Let's get some spirit messages. You guys could be working with the goddess Kali Ma. Look past what you feel are your incompatibilities. Instead, focus on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. I feel like, you know, it's really just how you're perceiving your creativity. And a lot of times the people who create don't really see their art for how it is. It's like when a painter paints, but they're just like, chill, I'm not that good, chill, but they're actually amazing. So stop worrying about how your art is going to be perceived. Just create. Okay, best advice that I've ever heard in my life. I don't even remember who said that, but yeah. Any other messages for group number 1? Any other messages? It's time for a celebration. Spirit really wants you to celebrate yourself and stop waiting for something to like be a reason that you do, because you've accomplished so much so far, and you may be like, okay, I'm worthy of celebrating myself after I accomplish this one specific thing, but you downplay all the things you've accomplished before. You know, find ways to fill your cup. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within, find your triggers and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself. And you know this. Excuse me, confirmation burp. You guys know this. I feel like you really had to sit with the deepest part of yourself recently, and that's why now that you're coming out of that, you need to celebrate that, because you did that. A lot of people quit. A lot of people don't do shadow work, because the minute they got to look at themselves, they're like, okay, this is uncomfortable, I'm done. But not you guys. You stay. You look. Okay? Some of you guys could be born on the 13th. Some of you guys could be a Scorpio as well. It's time to hit the reset button. Clear out the old so that room is available for the new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome this beautiful brand new energy. You've got this. So some of you guys could be seeing phoenixes or like butterflies as well. I just feel like spirit wants you to declutter, like go over the old that no longer serves you. So anything that someone gave you from the past that you no longer want energetic connections to, toss it. Toss it. Stop holding on to those memories. They're no longer serving you. If it is meant to be, it will be. You won't have to force, convince, or worry over it. Let it flow, let it be, and let it come to you. You are attracting everything you need. Trust the timing of your life. So this group, you have to surrender control. Okay? Like, you may hate to admit it, but you always wanted to control the people in your life, how they treated you, and whenever they didn't love you or treat you a certain way, you tried to like fix it in some type of way instead of accepting what they're actually showing you. So you have to learn to put yourself first. Maybe when this misunderstanding happened, you ran to them to ask them how they're feeling, and you realize that, I had to ask me how I'm feeling. I had to tap in with me. It's not about me trying to control how somebody sees me. If they want to see me and view me in that light, that's up to them. That's just showing me that they're not meant to be in my life. You have to really accept things. Accept when things are ready to leave your life, because you guys go through a lot of phases in your life. There's different storylines in your life that you probably remember. You think back, you reminisce on the time when, I don't know, you had that job at McDonald's or Wendy's, and you're just like, yo, that was a different chapter of my life. But phases close out very easily for you guys. You're not meant to stick in places too long. So some of you guys could be like gypsies, like gypsy energy. Maybe you have Sagittarius placement where you like to travel. You don't like to be tied down to one spot at one specific time, because your energy is meant to be in different places. So this could be my pile where you're healers and you show up in people's lives when they need you. That's coming up. Sit in silence for a moment and listen. The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you, hanging there. It is not much longer. Not much longer now. Things are about to shift quickly. I feel like you guys listen to gospel music, or you might be Christian, or maybe you used to be Christian. However, things are shifting for you very quickly. And I feel like Spirit just wants you to take a moment to really acknowledge yourself. Maybe you've been through a lot. Maybe you did that shit. Okay? You conquered them demons. You slayed them demons. Okay? I'm just getting like spiritual warriors. You guys are very brave souls. Very, very brave souls. To dive into the depth of your soul, to heal that from within. You're very, very brave souls. So I feel like you very much are connected to the goddess Kali Ma that's coming through. But yeah, trust yourself. I feel like you just gotta trust yourself more, because even when you make it through dark times and you always do that shit, it's like you still downplay that you can make it through. You still have that doubt. Like, you still be like, okay, am I gonna make it through? Maybe you cry and you slide down the wall, but it's like you always rise back up. You always rise back up. And when you're done like crying and like feel like sitting in the energy of I don't know what to do, you always find a way. You always do. So trust yourself more. That's coming in. Do I want to pull any more cards for you guys? Let's get some messages from your future higher self to close off as well. But yeah, a prayer is being answered for you very, very soon. Let's see. Any messages from your future higher self? What do they want to say to group number 1? Any messages from your future higher self for group number 1? Any messages for group number 1? Okay. As you connect to spirit, you draw closer to your higher self. So it's very important that this collective stays tapped in. Stay tapped in with your guides, okay? You'll always feel confused if you like stray away from spirit. When you start, the path appears. So take a step in any direction. So I feel like this collective needs to hear from the moon that no wrong decision. You can't make a wrong decision. Okay? Allow yourself to step forward. Maybe you're debating between which path to go down because you're so multi-talented. You could do anything. Just pick one. It won't be a wrong decision. Okay? Everything that you've done in your life was meant to happen. Okay? Let's see. You aren't done. You are just getting started. Damn. I just feel like your future higher self is very like that bitch. You know what I mean? You got this. I feel like you just need to hear you got this. So those are my messages for pile number 1. I'll see you in the next reading, and I love you. Bye bye. Alrighty, hi group number 2. So after sitting with your energy, spirit just wants you to chill right now. Okay, the moon, messages from the moon is that whatever you've been manifesting is going to manifest. Okay, but what you need to know is you're being confused right now for a reason. So something with public recognition that you guys have been manifesting for my stars or my star seeds, it's coming in, I just feel like right now you're being confused because there's a spiritual lesson that you're learning that's going to elevate you frequency wise and also bring you some form of wisdom that you're going to be able to teach in the future. So really pay attention to everything that's happening in your life right now and spend time with friends, spend time with family, to just take a step back and stop trying to like calculate your way out of this cycle, because the more you try to like figure it out is the more that you feel that resistance. You feel so frustrated in your reality, right? But whatever you're experiencing right now, the moon wants you to know it's a part of something you're manifesting. Okay, it may not look like it. Maybe it looks like people are falling out of your life. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you lost a car. You don't really understand. But it's like, if you're manifesting a new car, Spirit is going to get rid of the one you have currently. If you're manifesting, healthy relationships, Spirit is going to start to remove the people in your life that no longer don't align with that. So whatever we manifest, we have to be prepared to let go of something because Spirit needs to make room. So the messages from the moon is that things are unclear right now for a reason, and stop trying to control your environment right now. You just need to surrender. So this is my pile where you're in the surrender energy, okay? But I feel like although you're surrendering, things are gonna get clear for you the minute you stop trying to control everything. The minute you just sit and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me right now? And instead of hyperfixating on the answer, go about your day. Do something else. That's usually when the answers come to us. When we ask a question for our higher selves, or we ask Spirit a specific question, it's not going to come when we sit down and just be like, okay, all right, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Moments of stillness, distracting yourself with something else, are usually when the answers come in. Okay? Instead of us hyperfixating, trying to figure out to crack this code. Okay? Because you guys are master manifestors. Some of you guys could be Geminis. I'm getting that energy, or have Gemini placements. Spirit, what are your messages from the moon for group number 2? What are your messages 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 for group number 2? Okay. So things might be foggy for you right now because you're still holding on to an emotional wound from your past. Okay? And I feel like this might be the energy of another person that you're holding on to. This might be an energy vampire. I'm getting this just like they're not good for you, but it's like I'm hearing that song by Rihanna, I Love the Way You Lie. So it's like you're addicted to their energy even though they're not serving you, right? And you may say, I'm not addicted to their energy, but sometimes we can get addicted to hating somebody. We can get addicted to like the way someone makes us feel so angry. Because we're used to always feeling angry, we manifest people in our reality that make us more angry. And it's like, even though we don't like we say we don't like it, it's like we recreate it anyway because we're used to it. Our body's used to producing all that like anger hormones. I don't even know what it's called. Like, is it like stress hormones? Okay, your body's used to being like extremely stressed all the time. So that's coming up. But Spirit wants you to know all is well. I just feel like you're just being called to sit with whatever this person came to teach you. And this person came to teach you about something that's limited within you. You have a limited belief right now that's being triggered. This has to do with your inner child. Something from when you were younger that you believe that this person's recreating for you. Maybe this is not feeling worthy or not thinking that you're deserving of love, and somebody comes and they affirm that to you. In moments like that, it's when we get to choose how to show up differently. Like instead of giving my power away to someone, I say, you know what? Even though you made me feel like I wasn't nothing, you don't get to define who I am. Okay, I'm taking my power back. I'm calling my energy back from you, and I'm gonna go look for better. Okay, because just because you don't want me, someone else will. Someone else will. We always feel like it's the end of the world because we invested so much energy into someone, but it's like it's not. There's so many people out there, but we get stuck on the past. We get stuck on what someone has done to us, and we don't allow ourselves to really process why they made us feel that way. What in my inner child needs healing? Whenever we feel those deep wounds, it's a call to really tap in with our emotions. And 444, as I looked up, so you guys are being heavily protected right now. But it's because you need to purge something, some limited belief, so you can move on to the next level. Whatever you're manifesting, it's like, You have to heal this part of you before you can get it. Yeah, before you can get your happy ending. Yeah. So, what's coming for you guys at the end of this tunnel, when you guys have processed this emotional wound, is you're going to get downloads on your future, how to plan out your future. That's going to lead you to your soul family, your fulfillment, your happy timeline, just for complete happiness. But you have to sit with your inner child. The answer that you're looking for, the confusion, is within your inner child. It's a limited belief that your inner child has that is being recreated right now. So a fear that's coming up, whatever is making you sad, really sit with the emotions. Really sit with it, unpack it, and reaffirm something different, because your inner child, what they believed when they were younger, it's not true. It's just the adults in your life made you feel powerless, made you feel like you weren't worthy of love. So you recreate that in your relationships now. I feel like you guys are pulling in this truth, though. Clarity is coming for you, and you're pulling that into you closer and closer by the day. But I feel like Spirit just wants you to take a break from it right now, because you might be feeling overwhelmed, because maybe you're trying to hyperfixate on getting the answer so you can leave this timeline. However, you're missing something. You're overlooking something. This might be your own power, you know what I mean? But victory is near, okay? Victory is coming for you. There's going to be time for a celebration. That new journey that you want to embark on is coming for you. However, you need to process your emotions. You have to sit with your feelings. So this is my collective where you have to connect to your inner child. So I'm going to pull my inner child deck out, because you guys, I'm getting called to it. Let's see. Oh, at the bottom of the inner child deck, choose yourself today. Don't deny your importance. So maybe you guys always put yourself on the back burner, and you put everybody else before you. So when that person that you put before you treats you like you're nothing, it stings, because you also treat you like you're nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like people treat you in the ways that you treat yourself. So you show people how to treat you. So if you're treating yourself like you're not important, like you're the back slice of the bread, people don't treat you like that. People are going to treat you like that. So you really have to sit with the way that you're treating yourself and tap into your inner child. I feel like your inner child just needs you right now, Any messages from their inner child for group number 2? Any messages from their inner child for group number 2? It came up again. Choose yourself today. Not yesterday, but today. Whenever we decide to choose ourselves, we stop allowing other people to take our power away. To define if we're important or not. We define if we're important. We define our own worth. When I was in the state of not feeling worthy, and I looked for other people to validate me, the only thing they did was make me feel lesser than. But when I decided, okay, I'm worthy, those people can't reach me on my frequency now. All those people had to come out of my life, because I decided that what I'm worth. I know my worth, so I wouldn't settle for less. So you are in charge of your own boundaries. Okay? Any other messages from your inner child for group number 2? Any other messages for group number 2 from their inner child? Any other messages? Okay, I guess that's the only message. Let's see what's at the bottom. Let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. So stop running from your emotions. The number 2 could be significant, as well as the number 8. You could be seeing those numbers a lot. Let's read from the deck what choose yourself today represents, because I'm being called to. Excuse me. Okay. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child and by default our present selves that they are important to us through our actions. So your inner child wants you to start showing yourself that you're important. So when we don't show ourselves that we're important is when someone says, okay, you are not all that in a bag of chips, and then you take on that energy, you believe them, so you start neglecting yourself, you stop taking care of your skin, you stop pouring into you because someone else told you that you're not worthy. That tells your inner child that you don't see them as important. You don't put them first. And when you make a promise to yourself, you say, okay, I'm going to soap today, but you say, nah, never mind. That trust is broken between yourself. So don't make promises to yourself if you're not going to be able to keep them, because that doesn't allow you to trust yourself, to trust your intuition. And I feel like whoever came into your life recently is because you had a lack of trust within yourself. You didn't trust yourself, your intuition. So, you allowed people in your energy, regardless of the red flags that you saw. So in order to not repeat that pattern, you have to build a trust with yourself. You have to let go of people when they show you the first time who they are. Trust that, believe that, not put yourself back in situations that are dangerous emotionally, physically, energetically. Listen to how your gut feels. When we deny or when we don't do that is when more devil energy can come into our lives, because we allow it. We don't trust ourselves. So to trust yourself, you have to keep your promises with yourself. Take care of yourself. But if you are staying up all night, and then you like scroll for hours, and then you got to get up at like 7 a.m., that's you telling yourself that you don't matter. You're not important. Rest isn't important in your life. It's how we treat ourselves. So self-love is coming in. Self-love frequencies for this collective is going to be very significant. The number 7 could be significant, but listening to self-love reprogramming to help you make new beliefs. While you sleep, listening to that while you're sleeping. I'll have a playlist down below for the collective, but it's very important that you start to write new stories, because when you're young and you grow up and you believe that, okay, I'm not worthy, that's how you start to manifest certain people in your life. But when you start to plant new seeds and work through those shadow works by crying, purging, and really facing the parts of you that don't feel good enough, you let go of those stories and you allow new seeds to be planted on fresh soil. And as I looked up, I saw 1111. So baby, you got this. One thing I realized for me, I needed to listen to reprogramming to help my mind, because I didn't have any self-love beliefs. Affirmations were not enough. I had to really work on my mind as a computer while I'm sleeping to affirm new things. And that elevated my frequency. It elevated me, And certain people start to fall out of my life, because if they're not loving themselves, they can't be on my energetic frequency. They're going to want me to sacrifice myself for them. So anybody who wants you to sacrifice themselves for, sacrifice yourself for them, they're not for you. Okay? Ask yourself what it looks like for your inner child to be important to you today, this week, this month, and this year. Write down your answers on a piece of paper. Some of these answers might be overwhelming or seem unattainable, and that's okay. Look at your answers and make a list of ways you can show yourself that you are important every day. Try to distill your weekly, monthly, and yearly answers into a 10 or 15-minute daily task. For example, if your yearly answer is to write a book, then a daily task could be to write 200 words each day. I love that. Once you have your list, write each task down on a small piece of paper, folding each one and placing it into a bowl or a similar container. Pick one item each day to do for yourself. Make sure to practice celebrating yourself after each task has been completed. So practice really loving on yourself. For everything that you do for yourself, celebrate yourself. Everything. You brush your teeth today, congratulations. That's self-love. You drank 8 cups of water, congratulations. That's self-love. So really ask your inner child, what can I do to show up for you? And I love that task. So create a self-love jar that you can pull from, that can only be like a 10 to 15 minute thing, so it's easy for you to commit to, that you can do daily. So this collective, I really feel like the answer that you're seeking is self-love. It really is. To get out of where you are, this confusion, it's self-love. So how can you love yourself through the situation? And I thought 1313 as I looked up. So that's the end of a cycle for you, of not feeling worthy, of feeling powerless, of allowing other people to dictate your worth. Healing that feminine energy too, So here's a journaling prompt for you. Are there aspects of yourself that you feel might not be worthy of praise or accomplishments, that you feel are not good enough? So a lot of times when we put ourselves through situations that make us feel unworthy, is because we're carrying this guilt and shame from the past. Something that we did when we were kids, or something that we did or maybe we treated somebody like terribly, or we weren't proud of our actions, or there's so much regrets that we can have, so much things that we can feel guilty for. But one thing I realized when learning to love myself, I had to let go of that guilt. I had to let go of that shame. How I showed up in my past relationships, how I treated myself, what I allowed myself to settle for. There's guilt around that, there's shame around that, because maybe you did something where it's like, you allowed someone to treat you a certain way that you don't talk about, you don't speak about it, but it's traumatizing, so you have to let go of that guilt. And as I'm saying that, I'm like, I feel such heavy energy on my heart, and I feel like you just need to cry and purge and let that go, because spirit loves us unconditionally. You have to forgive yourself, but if you keep punishing yourself through the people that you meet, you'll always be in that confusing energy. You'll always be in that same cycle over and over and over again. And I feel like this collective, you're being given a chance to break a certain karmic cycle, but you have to love yourself anyway. And this comes with like reprogramming your mind. You're gonna have to plant new seeds, do that shadow work. So there'll be a playlist down below for you if you want to check that out. It's gonna be like star seeds, raise your vibration. And this is what I've used in my own life to let go of guilt and shame, and it does work. It'll be a lot of crying, a lot of purging, but allow yourself to feel without judgment. Without judgment. Judging yourself will not get you to the next level that you want to get to. Unconditional love will. When we start to love ourselves unconditionally, you don't carry around all that heavy emotions in your body every day. So if you give yourself praise, no matter how insignificant your accomplishments may seem to you, when you give yourself praise, do so with the enthusiasm of a proud parent when presented with a masterpiece from a toddler. So maybe you guys never got celebrated as a kid, so you do that now. So Spirit's saying to celebrate yourself. Love on you. That's coming in. Let's see. Let's get some emotional cards. All right, Spirit. For group number 2. That flew out, but I was thinking of that card. Any other messages for group number 2? Any other messages for group number 2? I feel like your guys are keeping it short and sweet. So compassion for self. For yourself. You love to give it to other people, but when are you going to give it to you? You're worthy, deserving of it, just as you are. You are enough, just as you are. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of love. Okay. Soften your heart, be gentle, see the good. So I feel like self-compassion for yourself, that Buddha quote, it's like, compassion is incomplete when you like don't include yourself or something like that. Don't quote me on it. Reclaim your body. Your body is your home. Self-love, release emotions from the body. So the book, The Body Keeps Score, is coming up, so this might be significant for this collective to read. I haven't read it personally, but I just feel like it would be helpful for you because it just came through as a download. However, loving yourself, loving on your body, because I feel like you guys, when you're going through hard times, you don't eat. Either you don't eat or you overeat, you binge. You don't put healthy things in your body because you don't feel like you're worthy of love. You don't feel like you're worthy of care. So you don't treat your body in a good way. So maybe you're not drinking enough water. You know what I mean? That's coming through very heavy. But loving on your body, allow yourself to release those emotions, those stored emotions. The anger that your inner child felt from not being seen, from not feeling loved, for being treated like like you're not, like no one wanted you around, is what I'm getting. It's very heavy. It's very, very heavy, y'all. So what am I gonna say? Let's get some messages from my cards for you guys. Any messages? Someone's running their mouth about you. Playing mind games. Some of you guys could be an Aries. Some of you guys could be a Cancer. Libra is coming through. Ooh. Okay, so Spirit's calling you to declutter your space to allow energy to flow better. So they're playing mind games with you. Trust yourself. So that trust with yourself is really going to be your armor. Your intuition is your armor, okay? You are now in creator mode. New frequency unlocked, new beginnings. So I feel like this new beginning is coming through for you because Spirit wants you to reclaim your power, see the power that you hold within so that you can step into creator mode. So I'm not getting that you're in creator mode yet. I just feel like you're in this stage where you're needing to purge and release. That's coming through. So, but after you let go of this, you're going to see your power, reclaim your power, so that you can see that you are the creator of your reality. But this is what's to come for you, is what the moon is saying. Stop putting work over taking care of yourself. Yeah, you can always get a new job, but not another you. You are irreplaceable. You're irreplaceable. Some of you guys like Beyonce. You are highly favored. Okay. Your bills are on auto pay. So this is what's coming for you guys at the end of the tunnel. Someone's a liar. Don't believe them. A liar, liar, pants on fire. It's a yes from the universe. Whatever you want, the universe is going to support you. But you have to allow yourself to evolve. You are evolving. Rebirth, butterfly, transformation, letting go. So allow yourself to let go. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So someone may have been trying to hold on to you, but it's like they weren't willing to let go of something else. That's coming up. Generational curse breaker. So I know you guys are going to be able to love yourself through this situation because your ancestors know that you are here to break that curse. You're here to break that. Maybe the people in your family, they never love themselves. They always sacrifice themselves for other people. So when you want healthy boundaries, they're looking at you like, girl, what you doing? Like, we're family. You always do for family. But it's like, no. No. Put yourself first. Okay? when people don't have boundaries, they're gonna react negatively to your boundaries. But you have to stand firm in your boundaries, okay? Let your no mean no and your yes mean yes. When was the last time you cried? Remember, crying is not weakness. It takes strength. It is also a form of release. Okay. First house. So your first house could be coming up right now. Whatever you're going through might be in alignment with it. Your destiny, your purpose, as well. I'm worthy of the life I desire. Time to write new beliefs. Heal your inner world so that your external matches. Be a vibrational match for what you desire. I feel like this card stands out to me the most because, you know, we always think that we have to do more externally. You may be a hard worker, but every time you do, you attack your problems from outside. So you see the problem as outside of you. Say someone's triggering you, but you're looking at it like, you're triggering me, you're triggering me. You will always be met with frustration because there's something in you that this person's shining the light on for you to heal from. So when you stop and you say, okay, let me sit with this. Why am I triggered internally? What's going on? Connect with your inner child. Ask the questions that you need to. Then you're able to make the changes. Then you're able to shift your frequency, upgrade your frequency, vibrate higher, and really be a match for what you desire. Now, I say this to say, you cannot bypass your emotions. You have to feel it because they're stored in your body. So if you want to raise your vibration, you gotta feel. You gotta allow yourself to feel. Okay. Rearrange your room, switch up things. So a lot of times when we 21 as I'm looking up, a lot of times when we feel like you know, we want to welcome in new energy, something I like to do is like rearrange my room so it looks different. Like take down the old things, put up a new decoration, so I feel like I'm welcoming in this new energy. So decluttering things that no longer serve me and switching my vibe up, switching my room up, you know, and just working with that new energy and saying, you know what, this is a new energy that I'm stepping into. How can I reclaim my power? How can I step up and choose this new timeline? Because, you know, the shift starts with you. It does. So those are my messages for group number 2. Thank you for tuning in to this week's reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 3. So after connecting to your energy, Spirit wants you to put on a nice frequency that calms your mind and set the intention to connect with yourself. I feel like you really need to sit with yourself, get grounded in your body, because you may not be very present in your body right now. Maybe you're living in your mind at this time and worrying about your future. There's a lot of confusion. But Spirit's saying that your root chakra is out of balance and you need to balance your root chakra. And that's why you don't feel safe or that the universe has your back. You know, listen to frequencies that calm your nervous system because you're always in fight or flight mode because of the trauma that you've been through. That's coming through. So you could be seeing 333 a lot. I feel like some type of communication is coming in for this collective. Because there's some type of confusion, but you have to return to your body to receive these messages. And it's like you're running from your guides in some type of way, and you're stressing. You know, there's a lot of stress coming through from this energy. Any messages for group number 3? Any other messages for group number 3? I feel like even though you're confused, Spirit's saying that they have you. You know what I mean? Like everything is working out for you. You're like your victory is closer than you think it is. But you may be like going through a time of like, you know, having to fight for your peace, you know, or maybe you're coming out of a time where you had to really fight for your peace, but your victory is pulling near. You may not be able to see the light right now because there's some type of download that's supposed to come through to you, but you need to be in your body to receive it. Instead of worrying in your mind, Spirit wants you to get grounded in your body. So I have this card from one of my cards where it says, put on a frequency and sit with yourself for 30 minutes, no distractions, mirror gazing. I'm also hearing that like you guys need to pray daily, just for protection, because you guys have a very loving heart. You're very giving. A lot of people may take advantage of you. Yeah. Okay. So you have to put down the wounds of the past so that you can create this new story, because maybe you've gotten hurt by a lot of people in the past, but you're trying to manifest love, new love, but you have to let go of what's been done to you before you can be open to receive this new love, because you're gonna always see other people. Like it's like if you say I want love but you believe that everybody is not trustworthy, that's what you're going to manifest. So Spirit's saying to heal that and to not let someone change your heart posture, to not allow someone to dictate the type of people that you get to meet in the future. You know what I mean? Because you're worthy of the love that you give to other people, but you have to learn to fill up your own cup first, you know. But you guys could be seeing the number 999 that's coming up. That's to let you know that confirmation burp, that you're very close to closing out a cycle, but you're just not quite there yet. And I feel like that's why you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at the image. But a wish is being answered for this collective, you know, and I feel like Spirit wants you to stay in the energy of gratitude instead of focusing on what you don't have, you know. Get out of the energy of lack and be in the energy of abundance by practicing gratitude. That's coming up. Just being satisfied with what you have right now, you know what I mean? That's coming up. But you guys have to learn about, like, boundaries, having good boundaries with people, so that you can be an energetic match for your soul family. Because the people that you are aligning with now, they have good boundaries, but they have to go through what you had to go through too. So, you know, you guys are gonna have a lot to talk about, but you guys had to learn the lessons about putting your own happiness first, filling your own cup before pouring to other people. You guys were pouring from empty cups. There were so much holes in your cup because you never allowed yourself to be self-full, you know. But what's being offered to you now is love. What's coming through for you guys is love. Messages from the moon is very clear. Love. Love. Real love. But you have to heal the wounds of the past. Let go of the burdens. Put down that heavy suitcase of baggage that you're carrying. You know, a visualization that my Reiki teacher had given me was like, when you close your eyes, you visualize that you're walking through a field, right? And then you're walking barefoot, you're connecting with the nature, and then you see like a cabin. You go into the cabin, you know, everything's all lit, the fire is lit, the house is just all prepared, there's a nice meal on the table and whatnot. But then you walk out through the back and there's a boat. On that boat, you know, there's this dirt path that you're walking to. The boat is there, and bear with me, guys. The boat is there, and your archangel's there. Whoever you want to visualize is at the boat to help you, right? And you get on this boat and you start to row, but the boat is so heavy, it's you can't move, you're not moving anywhere, right? And then so you look over and you notice this bag, this like black bag, and it marks whatever baggages that you're carrying. So if it's like, you know, emotional wounds from the past, that's what's written on the bag. And then you're like, oh, you never noticed it before. So you pick it up. Your archangel helps you pick it up because you can't do it by yourself, right? Your archangel helps you pick it up. You push it over to the side of the boat. You look down. The water's clear, right? So you push it over the boat and you watch it as it sinks to the bottom. As you let go of that, then you start to row again. You start to row that boat. And then it's lighter. You're moving with ease because you've let go of that baggage. So then you get off the boat. And you walk back up, you thank your archangel, you say, thank you for helping me. And then you walk back up to the cabin, and now you're able to sit down and enjoy the fire because you're not carrying that heavy shit anymore. So that's a good visualization that you guys can do to really help you let go of this baggage. And I remember the first time I did it, I cried, y'all. Because, you know, I needed to surrender control. You know, when you go through a lot of shit, you feel the need to always control the people in your life, control how things go, control what people say. But it's like, you can only have so much control. When we align with people who are meant for us, we won't have the need to control them. When we heal what's in us that feels the need to control other people, we won't be put in situations where we're feeling like we have to make moves in the universe, like, you know, like a puppet on a string. We can allow life to just flow, you know. So some of you guys could be water signs as well, that's coming through. But, you know, you're meant to live in a flow state, and I feel like that's what's coming for you at the end of this tunnel. That's a message from the moon as well. Spirit, any messages for pile number 3? 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 Oh. So some of you guys could be working with the goddess Aphrodite, or she's in your energy, to heal your love energy. Spirit's also calling you to share your gifts. Messages from the moon. You guys are very wise souls. You've been through a lot emotionally, and, you know, you're here to teach about love. And to heal the part of you that feels like you'll never have enough. So I'm getting, some of you guys are very stressed out about your bills, you know, and Spirit's saying getting grounded in your body and knowing that Spirit got you, that it'll always work out for you. Everything always works out for you. But you won't feel that way if you're not connected to your body. Your root chakra is so out of balance. I feel like that's coming up very strongly. And just listen to frequencies to heal your heart chakra too, because the color green is coming up. Wearing the color green to heal your heart chakra as well. Just be intuitive with the things. Be intentional and intuitive with the things that you're doing right now, you know. But you're coming out of this time, you will. And you will come out wiser. But you have to connect back to divine love. The only way through this is love. To love yourself more, you know. Let's see. Let's get some messages from my cards as well. Any messages for pile number 3? Any messages for pile number 3? Any messages for pile number 3? Are you using your time and energy wisely? We gotta be honest with ourselves. Are you spending all day watching tarot readings and you're just like, oh my god, my life isn't shifting? These are questions to ask yourself. Wolves could be significant. Some of you guys could be watching Twilight. I love that movie. You could have picked another pile as well, I think. Because I don't know if it's this reading or a different reading. But, yeah. Self-love affirmations and subliminals. Yeah, you guys could have definitely picked another pile. Yoga for grounding and being present in the body. Okay? Yoga coming up. Cancer. Some of you guys could have Cancer placements. God, show me how good it gets. So life is good and it's only getting better. It's a great affirmation. And God, show me how good it gets is also a great affirmation for you guys. Are you doing the things you said you would? Remember you. Build inner trust. Be impeccable with your words. So that's coming up. Let's get some messages from the Green Witch's Oracle. Share your gifts is coming up again as well. Integration. The moon. So I feel like right now, Spirit's saying that you're going through a cycle. To honor every cycle that you're in. You know, sometimes you'd be trying to rush to get to the end, but there's beauty in the moment that you're experiencing right now too. That's coming up. To learn to just, I feel like whatever you've been through, ask yourself, how did this benefit me? You know what I mean? Instead of looking at it through the lens of like, oh my God, all my life I had to fight. What did you gain from this experience? You know, this person may have taught you what you're not looking for in love. So now you know that what you are looking for in love. That's coming up. Lavender. Self-care is coming up for you guys. To really take care of yourself. Put lavender in your bath as well. Is really healing for you. Let's get some mindful messages. Embrace your sensitivity, Spirit is saying as well. Any messages for group number 3? Any messages for group number 3? Okay. At the end, Spirit is saying to release your anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and free myself and expand to love. So I'll drop the anger playlist that I have down below. You can listen to subliminals to help you release this anger that you're holding on to, because if we want to be ready for the love that we want, we have to release the pain, the anger, the resentment that other people have caused us, and free up your heart so that you're open to love. You know, you won't be having these psychic shields up, so you're not fully allowing yourself to experience the love that you want. You know, a lot of times you feel like, oh my God, like no one's truly getting us, but we're not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable because of the fears that we have within. You know, last time I was vulnerable, this happened to me. So you put up that shield, and then you never feel close to anyone because you don't allow yourself to be seen. So then we have get focused. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what I desire. I envision it for a minute or more every day, feeling how it would feel to have this in my life, what I would do, how I'd react, and who I'd tell. I picture it all through my continual alignment with my desires. They begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing. So Spirit wants you to really just like visualize, use your third eye to see where you're going. You know, what kind of life do you want? Connect with that timeline. You know, instead of focusing on what you've experienced that wasn't good, visualize what you want to experience. That's how you manifest that energy instead, you know. Let's see what other let's get some spirit messages for you guys. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for group number 3? What do you want to say to group number 3, Spirit? What do you want to say to group number 3? Group number 3? Ooh, anything else? Okay, that's coming. Okay. If it is meant to be, it will be. You won't have to force, convince, or worry over it. Let it flow, let it be, and let it come to you. You're attracting everything you need. Trust the timing of your life. I love that for you. It's all about self-trust. Trusting yourself is you trusting the universe. Okay, so really just get connected to your body. Find ways to fill your cup up. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within, find your triggers, address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself. So shadow work is required right now for you guys to really just push through that chapter, that resistance that you're feeling right now. I dropped the fire releasing ritual for releasing the resistance that we hold on to. And when you do that ritual, spirit will start to reveal to you what part of you is holding on to something that you no longer want to have. So say, for example, you want good connections, but you fear them. Why are you manifesting these type of people over and over and over again? That will be shown to you. So you'll be able to face your fears. That will come up. So that video will probably be out before these drop. So, I'll link it down below as well. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your lights. I love that, guys. There could be a lot of distractions around you, but Spirit's saying just get focused on your own energy. Sit with your own energy, There will always be distractions, okay? But we get to decide if we're going to tune into them. If somebody's pissing you off, you get to decide if you want to engage in their energy by simply just not engaging in their energy. So at the bottom we have self-care, simplification, beauty, and compassion. So self-love is really what you're being called to have right now. Your angels want you to know that. Any other messages for pile number 3, Spirit? Ooh. How I knew that was gonna come through, y'all. That's crazy. This one I feel same thing again. Self-love. So self-love for yourself, but not only that, Archangel Sandelaphon, turquoise, the color blue. You can wear the color turquoise to welcome in the energy of forgiveness. So forgiveness, seeking freedom, and healing. So when you forgive other people, it's for you. It really is. And I know, we wish that holding on to this grudge would hurt the other person make them feel how they made us feel, but it doesn't. Resentment eats away at our own heart. So we have to sit with it, feel the feelings that come up and release them, not hold on to it, because that story doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. Okay? How can you leave that story feeling more powerful? Reclaim your power. 444 as I looked up as well. Let's get some light activation codes for you guys as well. Alright, Spirit. What do you want to say? Soul star activation. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. So some of you guys could be a contractor. I don't know why that came up, but you guys are remembering who you are. You're remembering your power, and I love that for you. Well, ain't no need to shuffle that. That fell out. So your sacral chakra. So I feel like Spirit wants you to get connected to your sacral chakra. This is how you can feel more connected to your higher self, connected to your guides, trusting in your gut feelings. So, confirmation verb. So learning to connect with your womb. Your answers are always going to be in your gut. The more connected you feel with your womb, the better. So eating better foods that keep your womb healthy. It's coming up. Halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. So some type of lesson you guys are learning right now, it's going to be for your growth. You're going to see shortly why it had to happen the way that it did. Sword of light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. So a breakthrough is coming through, and I feel like Archangel Michael is working with you guys to help you see this, to cut energetic cords with those who are no longer in alignment with you, and to let go. But you guys are being heavily protected right now, so that's why it could be a little bit foggy. Crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. So you guys are stepping into a timeline now where you get to feel the divine very easily. Maybe you had to make a conscious effort to connect with your guides because you didn't really trust yourself, you didn't really trust your gut feeling, but spirit is always within you. You just have to make the effort to tune into that, to trust it. But I feel like this timeline that you're stepping into, you just experience divine miracles all the time, but you have to trust yourself and know that good things are going to happen to you, and stop manifesting from a state of anxiety. That's what's coming up. And some of you guys might be quitting smoking. If you're thinking about that spirit is backing you on that. A lot of times we're not addicted to the smoking itself. We're addicted to the relief that we get from it. If you're a very anxious person, that helps quiet your mind. It helps calm down your body. And what you actually want is to feel calm. So when you replace that with healthier habits, such as listening to frequencies that calm your anxiety naturally, working through the triggers that make you anxious, you start to smoke less and less and less. Okay. So that's coming up for pile number 3. Thank you for tuning into this week's reading. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.